Step into a world where time-honored tradition meets golden sweetness as we explore the intricate process of creating the perfect, crunchy Vietnamese peanut candy from scratch today. Observe the beautiful crystallization of the malt and the abundance of premium peanuts that give this traditional treat its signature texture and its deeply satisfying, crunchy bite. Witness the harmonious blend of history and progress as we transition from the rustic charm of open-fire cooking to the incredible precision of high-speed industrial food technology. Our journey today bridges the gap between generations, showing how ancestral secrets are preserved through modern innovation to ensure every single piece of candy is absolutely perfect. Hello everyone, I am your guide today as we uncover the secrets behind the golden blocks of joy that have been a staple of our culture for centuries. It all begins with the finest ingredients sourced from local farms, ensuring that only the largest and freshest peanuts make it into our traditional copper cooking pots today. Join us as we step deep into the heart of the production line, where every movement is a dance and every sound tells a story of dedicated craftsmanship. The peanuts are first submerged into a bed of hot sand, a traditional technique that ensures an even distribution of heat and a perfectly uniform roast throughout. Constant motion is essential to prevent burning, as the artisan carefully monitors the temperature of the sand to unlock the deep, nutty aroma hidden within each kernel. As the heat penetrates the nuts, the natural oils begin to release, creating a fragrant scent that fills the entire workshop and signals the peak of readiness. Once the roasting is complete, the sand is separated, leaving behind nothing but the hot, perfectly cooked peanuts that are now ready for the next stage of processing. The traditional method of sifting and winnowing is still used here, as the light skins are caught by the wind, leaving only the clean, white hearts of peanuts. This delicate process requires a practiced hand and a rhythmic motion, ensuring that every trace of bitterness from the skin is removed before the candy-making process continues. The atmosphere here is thick with the smell of toasted nuts and the sound of rustling trays, a sensory experience that defines the essence of traditional candy making. Modern technology assists in this stage, using controlled airflow to ensure that every single nut is perfectly polished and free from any unwanted debris or papery skins. These golden nuggets are the stars of the show, now fully prepped and waiting to be united with the sweet, sticky embrace of our secret malt sugar recipe. The quality of the roast determines the final flavor of the candy, providing that deep, savory base that balances the intense sweetness of the malted sugar syrup. Quality control is performed at every step, with our experienced makers using their senses to verify that the ingredients meet the highest standards of taste and texture. With the peanuts ready, we turn our attention to the second vital component of our heritage recipe, the creation of the rich and glossy amber syrup. The foundation of our candy is a precise mixture of sugar and maltose, which are heated slowly to create a base that is both sweet and resilient. As the temperature rises, the sugar undergoes a molecular transformation, dissolving into a thick liquid that will eventually become the brittle structure of the finished candy. Continuous stirring is vital to prevent crystallization and ensure that the heat is distributed evenly, avoiding any burnt spots that could ruin the delicate flavor profile. The air becomes heavy with the intoxicating scent of caramelizing sugar, a sweet promise of the delicious results that are slowly coming to life in the cauldron. Managing the fire is an art form in itself, requiring years of experience to know exactly when to increase the heat and when to let it simmer. Watch as the color begins to shift, a subtle change that indicates the sugars are beginning to break down and develop their rich, complex caramel notes. This beautiful amber liquid is the heart of the candy, possessing the perfect balance of viscosity and sweetness to bind the peanuts together into a solid block. The sound of the bubbling syrup changes as it thickens, becoming a deep, rhythmic thumping that tells the master confectioner that the mixture is nearly at its peak. Every batch is unique, and the artisan must rely on their keen eyes to judge the exact moment when the syrup has reached its optimal state of perfection. Speed is now of the essence, as the window for the perfect consistency is very narrow, requiring decisive action and a steady hand from the expert maker. The final test is a simple but effective one. If the syrup hardens instantly in cold water and snaps cleanly, it is ready for the peanut infusion. That crisp snap is the sound of success, ensuring that the final candy will be crunchy and won't stick to your teeth when you take a bite. A touch of ginger or a sprinkle of sesame is often added at this stage, layering the sweetness with subtle, spicy and nutty undertones for a complex finish. The sesame seeds dance within the molten sugar, providing tiny bursts of toasted flavor that complement the larger peanuts that are about to be introduced very shortly. With the syrup perfected and the peanuts prepared, we are now ready for the most dynamic and physically demanding part of the entire candy making process. In one swift motion, the peanuts are reunited with the sweet malt, creating a volcanic eruption of steam and scent that is truly a sight to behold. The artisan must work quickly and with great strength to ensure that every single nut is thoroughly coated in the cooling, thickening syrup before it begins to set. This is a true test of endurance as the mixture becomes increasingly difficult to move, requiring the combined effort of our most experienced and strongest candy makers.
Just look at
The sugar threads glisten like silk, wrapping around the peanuts in a sticky embrace that will soon harden into the solid, crunchy structure of the final product.
Let's see what's inside.
The molten candy flows onto the cooling table like a river of lava, still incredibly hot and malleable, ready to be shaped into its final, iconic form. The artisans use their tools to spread the mixture evenly, ensuring a consistent thickness across the entire table to facilitate even cooling and a perfect final cut. Every movement is deliberate, shaping the cooling mass with a combination of brute force and delicate finesse to maintain the integrity of the peanuts inside the candy. Timing is everything here. The candy must be warm enough to be shaped, but cool enough to hold its form as it moves toward the cutting phase.